Hello, my people. Welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be kind of a random video, I think. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I just got out of the gym. It's Friday, so of course your girl did arms. I mean, is it a flex Friday if you don't even have an arm pump going on? You know what I mean? So now that I'm already out, I'm gonna hit up Aldi's and Trader Joe's just because they're on the same road. I don't think Aldi's is really a thing in the Northeast, but I'm sure most of you know Aldi's is a discounted grocery store, and I've seen people get really good stuff at Aldi's. I've been to the Aldi's that's closest to the gym once, and honestly, it's kind of hit or miss. I got some good stuff there. They had organic fruit that was pretty cheap and produce, but other than that, it wasn't really that big. I wasn't all that impressed. And then Trader Joe's obviously is always a good stop. It's a win in my books. So I'm gonna do that. I'll show you guys what I get. Not what I eat is that interesting, but I always really like knowing what other people eat, and so I know I'm not the only one out there with this obsession. Total side note, the weather here has been crazy the last few days. It's start of February, right? And the last couple of days it was high 70s, which even and to me, I'm used to it snowing and being cold in February, but even the locals are oh my god, it's gonna be in the 70s today. So the weather's been whack. Of course I had to work, so I didn't get to really experience the nice weather. It was still warm when I got out, but it was dark, and it's not the same without the sun. But today is supposed to be 69, so still really nice and sunny, so definitely gonna try to get outside later. I mean, just look at this. It if you guys could smell it right now, it even smells like spring, and it's just so weird. I slept with my window open last night, and I woke up to birds chirping this morning. You know what I mean? It just feels like spring, and it's only February 8th. It's just so crazy to me. Okay, anyway, let's go buy food. Alright, so I just got back, and I would say I did pretty well. I didn't really walk out with too much stuff I didn't need. But I definitely spent more money, I think, than I had planned to at Trader Joe's, just because it's one of those places where I go in without a list, and I'm oh, this is so cheap. This is so cheap, and then you go to pay, and you're I just spent $30 more than I needed to. But anyway, it also probably doesn't help that I go after the gym when I'm hungry, but I'm one of those people where if I'm already out, I would just rather get it done than have to go back out, because then it would be a lot more of a drive. But nothing too crazy, kind of my usual stuff. They're gluten-free blueberry bagels, bomb. And I got some bananas and Honeycrisp apples. Honeycrisp apples are hella expensive. They're usually $2 a pound, and they're really big apples, so you end up spending $5 on one, but they're only a dollar something, $1.29 each at Trader Joe's, and so that actually ends up being a way better value than at your conventional grocery store. And then I got their purple Japanese sweet potatoes again, murasaki, so yeah, Japanese. And then these blood oranges. I always thought blood oranges were bigger for some reason, but they look almost like they're clementines. They're kind of small, but I love blood oranges, and I just think they're such the color to me is just so beautiful on the inside. I don't know, but anyway, bag of those. Stars of the salsa. They're tomatillo and roasted yellow chili salsa. This is thebomb.com, the best salsa ever. I wish the jars were bigger, because a jar of this does not last me long, maybe a week, and that's when I'm by myself, so imagine when Jordan is here too. We go through this shit fast. And then their reduced sugar strawberry preserves. This is my go-to. It's my favorite jam. I end up eating it every morning as a pre-workout snack. Thing of polenta. And then this was kind of a treat. Whoops. This was a treat, totally something I didn't need. But they have this toasted coconut granola, which I'm a big fan of anything toasted coconut. And the macros on it for a granola aren't bad. For a third of a cup or 30 grams, it's 5 fat, 18 carbs, and 3 protein. So really not bad. Something for me to add to like my yogurt snacks, and probably the second dinner, or my frozen my protein ice cream. And then I got green beans already trimmed and washed because I'm lazy, and I think dealing with green beans is like the biggest pain in the ass. And then their cabbage salad with carrots, shredded, really good. It's good raw in salad, or also it's good if you like cook it up into a stir fry or something. And then I got some plain Greek yogurts, which I put on my overnight oats for work. And then there's spicy hummus dip, which is really good. It's not like a full-on hummus, it's a hummus dip, so there is a difference. It's lower fat than regular hummus, just for those of you that care. And I got their spinach and kale Greek yogurt dip. I think it's the reduced guilt one. Yeah, I mean the macros on it are good. 2.5 fat, 2 carbs, 1 protein for 2 tablespoons. Also something that's good on like salads, or to, you know, dip your chips in and stuff. And then I got this brown sugar and cinnamon butter spread, which is one of those things that I definitely didn't need, but I know Land O'Lakes makes a brown sugar and cinnamon butter, and I looked for it at the grocery store last weekend and I couldn't find it, so I got this little thing of Trader Joe's butter instead. And then just my usual, I got frozen stuff. I got frozen beet chunks, frozen broccoli, of course. And then the roasted potatoes with peppers and onions. These are really, really good. They're like a good breakfast food. And then their colorful carrot chips, also really, really good. And I got tofu, which I don't eat too often. I'll buy it once in a while, but sometimes like for work and stuff, I just like to take a break from meat, and I'll do tofu and like egg whites instead. And then I also got just a pack of chicken thighs. So that's all I got at Trader Joe's. Nothing crazy, you know. Overall, like, I got like actual foods. I really didn't get any snacks. And I bought myself flowers. I got into the habit of buying flowers every time I go to Trader Joe's, because why not? Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, you know? And I'll show you guys what I got at Aldi. Okay, so then at Aldi's, I only got a few things. Anyone who's never been, if you're ever going to go, there's 2 things to keep in mind. First of all, you have to bring your own bags. They do not have any sort of bags there. And if you're gonna wanna use a cart, bring a quarter. It's like European style where you have to put a coin in to be able to take a cart. So just 2 things to keep in mind if you've never been before and you've got one near you and you're thinking about going. So I just always take a bag in with me, because like I don't want to be rummaging for change, and I never end up buying more than I can fit in a bag anyway, or more than I can carry in a bag, so it's always worked out for me. But I got some plain rice cakes. I got a bag of basmati rice. I love jasmine rice, but I've kind of been on a basmati rice kick lately, and is there really a huge difference? No, but it is really good. So I got a bag of that. Little purple potatoes. Asparagus. The asparagus there is like worth getting. Asparagus this time of year is like super expensive, and this bag was only probably like $2, and they're like in good condition, so that was worth it. I got these, this was something I didn't need, but these little gluten-free crackers. I like to have a little snack in the afternoons at work. I'll usually do like crackers and carrots, or with hummus, or chips and hummus. So I figured this would be like an easy thing for me to pack for work. And then I got strawberries, and I got blackberries. Also, like, really good deal on fruit there. And then I got just some seasoning, some stuff to switch it up. I got this Big and Bold barbecue rub, which I figured would be good on chicken. Garlic salt, and I got some steak seasoning. So, you know, just something to, that way I'm not just putting turmeric and cumin on my meat every time. Like, I love them, they're a couple of my favorite spices, but it's nice to have a little variety once in a while. And then I got vanilla extract. This was like a total steal, especially for being pure vanilla extract. Usually the imitation stuff is cheap, but generally like at the grocery store, pure vanilla extract is like $11 or $12, you know, and it's gonna last you a long time, so it's worth it. But up front, you're like, $12 for this little thing. This was only like $3.50 at Aldi, so totally worth it. And then they also have really good center cut bacon, so I got a pack of that. And that was it at Aldi's. Like, I only spent like $25. So, you know, considering how much I bought and considering that the vegetables and stuff are organic, $25 is a freaking steal. So, you know, like I said, you have to go into Aldi's kind of with a plan. It's kind of hit or miss what they have for stuff, but you can get really good quality organic produce and stuff there. Like, would I do all my grocery shopping there? No, but it's good for like little things like that. So anyway, that's what I bought. You know, that's pretty much all I'm gonna need for the week. There's a couple of other things I'll need, like milk and maybe eggs, but other than that, this is pretty much gonna hold me over. And now that it's been like 2 hours since my workout, I'm gonna finally go make myself a big ass cup of coffee and some breakfast. All right, so I figured I would finish out this video with a little bit of a rant and a little bit of tea spilling, because I feel like I haven't done that in a while, and this is a topic that I actually just had a conversation with somebody about, and it's shit that I see a lot of, and so, you know me, I gotta throw my 2 cents into the pot. I'll start by saying that I think at some point we all fall victim to this because it's what we want to hear. And that is, like, it is, you know, seeing these things that like influencers or just people with a lot of followers will post and just accepting it as facts and being like, yep, this person knows what they're talking about, and yep, like what they say is, that is, you know, it's gospel. Like, oh, they say that carbs after 6 p.m. will make me fat. Okay, I'm not gonna eat carbs after 6 p.m. You know, or whatever. Oh, they say that keto is the best diet, so like I'm gonna go keto. Or, oh, they're saying I should do a detox cleanse, you know, once a month for 3 days, so I'm gonna start doing that. And like, and like you see this information, and a lot of people don't take the time to educate themselves and get a better understanding of like whether or not this information is legit. Like we just, people nowadays, because I think we're so used to instant gratification, it has made us so lazy. Like, not enough people are taking the time to get educated about things, like, even, and I'm not even talking like school-wise, just like things that you're interested in or that you are passionate about. Like, if it's something you truly care about and you are truly interested, taking advice and getting your information from influencers who probably have like no education on the topic whatsoever, but they found something that they like or that works for them, and so then they're putting it out there. And just because they have a lot of followers doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Like, a high number of followers does not equate knowledge. Like, that's not how it works. Just because someone knows how to capture an audience with the right pictures or the right videos or the right swipe through workouts does not mean that they know shit. That does not make them educated. Like, for all you know, they still live in their mom's basement. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make them like a legitimate source of information. And that's just something to keep in mind. Like, everything that you read, you need to take with a grain of salt. Like, you know, obviously there is so much good information out there, but there is just as much shitty, useless information out there. So, and it just bothers me because, like, it's very easy to read and see this information and then just to pick what you like and run with it because it fits your agenda. It's what you want to hear, you know, and it can go for anything. It can go for, there's this myth that you have to eat over 300 grams of carbs in your off season to be a successful, like, to have a successful off season. And like, okay, that might be true for some people, but for other people, their bodies aren't gonna tolerate eating 300 grams of carbs. And then those people feel like shit because they get this information, this idea pounded into their heads that that's what you have to do. And that's not necessarily true. But you know, on the flip side, you also have people who say you should eat no carbs and you should be eating a keto diet and eating really high fat, and because then, you know, you don't have these glycogen stores in your muscles because you're not eating carbs, so your body's gonna burn your fat for energy instead. And so then people go into this mindset of being like, oh, well, this person that I really admire says don't eat carbs, so no, I'm not gonna eat carbs. And it's like, that's not how it works, kids. Like, yes, maybe some people do really well on keto, and that's fine. Like, kudos to you. I could never do. And some people do really well on high carb diets, like me, for example. And there's nothing wrong with either one, but the problem is when people are just so consumed by what people they admire say, and they take that, what those people say, as the only truth. And oh, if they're saying to do this, or if, you know, they're drinking or eating this or doing this workout, then it must be the best. And maybe it is for them, and that's fine. And, you know, and so, you know, it's not that that information isn't valid, but you can't take what people say like for literal. You know what I mean? You have to, if you want to be like a well-educated consumer, and you want to be able to like use this information efficiently and effectively, you have to do your own research. You have to do your own trial and error. Like, you have to figure out what works best for you. Like, yes, I see a lot of good information out there and a lot of shitty information, but like reading it and comprehending it is only half of it. Like, you also have to go out and educate yourself and look at reliable sources. There isn't like a one size fits all when it comes to diet, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to exercise. Like, there isn't one plan that works for everybody. And I don't think people recognize that. Like, I feel like nowadays people are more comfortable just doing what somebody tells them without asking why they're being told to do that. Like, what is the thinking behind it? What is the rationale? Like, what made you decide to prescribe this to me? Or, okay, I see what you're saying, but like, why are you saying this? Like, where is the research? Where did you get your information from? Like, what are you basing your decisions off of? I mean, I personally am a lifelong learner. I am constantly trying to learn more, trying to understand more, and I try stuff out on myself. Like, you know, it took me a long time. It took me over a year to recognize like what kind of a macro split works best for me. You know, I've realized that I do really well on like high carbs, high protein, and moderate fats. And, you know, you see this all the time, but like my macros aren't going to be good for, you know, Joe or for, you know, Amy. Like, everyone's not built the same. Every body and every person has different needs. And so you can't get too caught up in the information that's out there. I don't know. I've been rambling for like 8 minutes, and I don't know if what I just said makes any sense, but basically I really encourage everybody to be a more educated consumer. Like, you have to do your own research, you know. Yes, see what people that are professional and educated in that realm, see what they have to say. Do your own research, get educated, just get a general education. I'm not saying you have to be like PhD level nutrition or exercise and movement sciences, or that you need to be a personal trainer to have a general understanding of things. But there's nothing wrong with educating yourself, with talking to people who know more about you, who are specialists in a field, to look at research on your own, to, you know, talk to other people, trial and error, just educate yourself. Like, just be an educated consumer, and just make more of an effort to not take everything that you see and read literally, especially from people who don't have the credentials to be putting information out there, and who don't necessarily have the knowledge base to be putting that information out. So just my 2 cents. You know, I think that's kind of a big issue nowadays, and you see a lot of people falling into these fad traps and, you know, falling for these fad things, these fad diets, these fad exercises, these fad workout plans, you know, whatever it may be, because because it's convenient, it's easy to just do it because someone you like or someone you admire does it, and just not taking the time to educate yourself, and just, you know, we're figuring out what works for you. Just keep in mind that what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for the next person, and it may not necessarily work for you. So that's my 2 cents on it. I don't know if this 10-minute ramble made any sense whatsoever, but yeah, that's how I feel on this whole situation. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video here. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you to those of you who keep coming back, and welcome to those of you that are new. I hope you do come back in the future. As always, my contact info and my discount codes are in the description box for this video. No, I do not make any commission. I do not make any money off of it, but they're products I enjoy, companies that I enjoy, and so I figure I might as well spread the wealth. And, you know, if you want to treat yourself or treat somebody else a little something something, you might as well save yourself money while you're doing it. If you're feeling a little sassy and a little saucy, go ahead and hit the subscription button. You know, help a girl out, help a channel out. I see that people are viewing my videos, and it does not correlate to the number of people that are subscribed, which is fine, but, you know, obviously it's nice to see those numbers grow and correlate with each other. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Either way, the feedback is much appreciated. And as always, if there's like a type of video that you've seen me do that you like, or something that you want to see more of, let a girl know. Like, holla at your girl and let me know, so that way I can cater to you guys a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna end this here before I go into another stupid rant. Again, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.